Dear students, welcome back to a new mathematics session. In the last class, we have started a new chapter, that is chapter 9, sequences and series. We have learned that sequence is an arrangement of numbers in a definite order according to some rule. When we change the rule, sequences names also will change. In this chapter, we need to discuss two special sequences. Out of these two sequences, one we have already learned in class 10. In today's class, we shall recall the basic concepts of this sequence and we shall solve some problems related to the same sequence. Let's move on to the topic. Let's recall about the arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression. The second word, arithmetic progression, is quite familiar for us because this is a word we have used in class 10. A sequence A1, A2, A3, etc., AN, etc. is called an arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression if AN plus 1 is equal to AN plus D, an element of n, where A1 is called the first term and the constant term D is called the common difference of the AP. In general, A plus D, A plus 2D, etc. represent an arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression. When we notice here, first term, when we add with the common difference D, we will get the second term. And the second term plus the common difference, you will get the third term. Third term plus common difference D, you will get the fourth term, and so on. Means here we are adding the common difference to get the next term. Means addition is the rule here. Adding a constant to get the next term, that is the rule here. So while adding, we are forming a sequence, means that is called arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression. When we add a constant and to form a sequence, then we will get an arithmetic sequence. Here, the general term or the nth term of the AP is given by AN is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the general form of an AP. The sum Sn of the first n terms of an AP is given by, there are two formulas. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Here, first term A and D common difference is given. The first term and last term only given to you means you can use the formula n by 2 into A plus L. These are the two formulas which we have learned. The next is arithmetic mean. Given two numbers A and B, we can insert a number A between them so that A, B is an AP. Such a number A is called the arithmetic mean. Here there are two numbers A and B, small a and small b, and we are inserting another number capital A in between A and B, and when we insert the capital A in between A and B means A and B forms an AP. Then the capital A what we are inserting is called the arithmetic mean. The arithmetic mean A of any two numbers A and B is given by A plus B divided by 2. The arithmetic mean A, capital A, of any two numbers A and B is given by A plus B by 2. Means A plus B means the first term and the last term divided by 2. And the arithmetic mean is the middle term which is in between A and B. And when we arrange these three numbers, first term and arithmetic mean and the last term, if you arrange it in an order, it forms an AP. Next, we shall note some important points related to AP. If a constant is added to each term of an AP, the resulting sequence is also an AP. If you are taking an AP and adding a constant to each term, then the resultant sequence what you get also forms an AP. If a constant is subtracted also from each term of an AP, the resulting sequence is an AP. First point is when we add each term of an AP with a constant number, then the resulting sequence is an AP. And if you subtract from each term also, the same thing will happen. The resultant sequence you get is an AP. If each term of an AP is multiplied by a constant, then the resulting sequence is also an AP. When we multiply each term with a constant also, you will get an AP. And if each term of an AP is divided by a non-zero constant, then the resulting sequence is also an AP. If you add also, if you subtract each term, or if you multiply each term, or if you divide each term by a constant, then the resulting sequence is an AP. Next we shall discuss the exercise problems. Exercise 9.2. First question. Find the sum of odd integers from 1 to 2001. So here we are asked to find out the sum of odd integers. So let's write the sequence. 1, the next odd number is 3, next odd number is 5, and so on. And the last term is given to us 2001. So let's write the first term a is 1 and the common difference is 3 minus 1. Second term minus first one. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Now for calculating the sum we need n. How many number of elements are there within this range? That is what we have to calculate. For that the last term is given to us 2001, that we can take as an. An is equal to formula a plus n minus 1 into d. Our an is 2001. So let's take 2001 is equal to a1 plus n minus 1 into d is 2. Remove the bracket. 2001 is plus 1 come to the left side. It comes as minus 1 is equal to 2n into n into 2, that is 2n, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Take this minus 2 also to the left side. 2001 minus 1, this minus 2 coming to the left side means plus 2 is equal to 2n. Then 2001 minus 1, that is 2000. 2000 plus 2 is 2002 is equal to 2n. n is equal to 2002 divided by 2 is 1001. Quite simple division. 1001. We are dividing 2002 with 2, getting 1001. So we have got n, we have got a and l as well. So we can use the formula n by 2 into a plus l, because we are having the first term and last term. Let's substitute it. N we have got 1001 divided by 2 into a. A is 1 plus 2001. When we add these two, we will get 2002. 1001 by 2 into 2002. And here 2 and 2002 we can cancel. 2 and 2002 if we cancel, we will be getting 1001. 1001 we are getting. Then just 1001 into 1001, that is, we'll be getting the answer as 10,02,001. So this is the answer. Just multiply and do it, this calculation. Please do not copy. Hope it is clear. Next we shall discuss the second question. Find the sum of all natural numbers lying between 100 and 1000 which are multiples of 5. Here find the sum of all natural numbers lying between 100 and 1000. So the multiples of 5 between 100 and 1000 we have to write. First of all 100. Next lying between 100 and 1000 means just after 100 you have to start. 100 is divisible by 5. Next number which is divisible by 5 is 105. Then 110, 115, just adding 5 and going. And finally 1000 is the last number. Between these two numbers only we have to calculate. Means 1000 we cannot take. Just before 1000, that is 995. That is the last term. So A is 105. Then D we can calculate. D is quite clear. It is 5. Because when we are adding 5, we are getting the next term. Then the last term is 995. We can calculate the number of elements, how many number of elements are there that is required for finding the sum. So as before, an formula we can use. An we are having 995 is equal to a 105 plus n minus 1 into 5. Then 995 is equal to 105 plus, remove the bracket, n into 5 is 5n minus 5. Then 995 is equal to 105 minus 5 plus 5n. This step is not necessary actually, just we are grouping. Those who are feeling difficulty for the calculation, for them you can use, or else directly you can go to this step. 995 is equal to 105 minus 5 is 100 plus 5n. Then take this 100 to the left. 995 minus 100 is equal to 5n. So this one is getting us 895 by 5, that is n. When we divide this one, we will be getting the answer as just 5 and 1 times 5, remainder is 3, then 35 is 7 times, and next is 45. 45 is 9 times. So this is the answer, that is n is equal to 179 we are getting. So now all the values we are having, Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This formula or this a plus l, n by 2 into a plus l, that formula also you can use. So here I am using this one for making you familiar with the formula. That is n is 179 divided by 2 into 2a, that is 2 into 105 plus n minus 1, n is 179. 179 minus 1 into d is 5. That is 179 divided by 2 into 105, that is 210 plus 179 minus 1 is 178 into 5. So 179 divided by 2 into 210 plus 178 into 5. When you do the mental calculation, you can do 1780, half of that, that is 890. Mental calculation is better, 890 we have got, 178 into 5. Then we can add these two inside the bracket, 179 by 2 into 890 plus 10, that is 900, 900 plus 200 is 1100. Then just do the division, 2 and 1100 will be coming as 550. So quite simple, this is 110, half is 55, then one more 0, so 550 we have got. Just multiply these two, then we will get the answer as 98,450. 98,450 is the sum. So hence the sum is equal to 98,450. So this multiplication you have to do it and show it on the right hand side of the notebook. Next we shall discuss question number 3. In an AP, the first term is 2 and the sum of the first 5 terms is 1/4 of the next 5 terms. Show that the 20th term is minus 112. So here in the question, first term is given to us, first term is 2, and there is one condition is given, sum of the first 5 terms, means A1 to A5 sum is 1/4 of the next 5 terms. Next 5 term means A6 to A10. So here let's write the given conditions. First term is 2. Condition, sum of first 5 terms is equal to 1/4 of sum of next 5 terms. So here sum of first 5 terms is equal to 1/4 of next 5 terms means 6th to 10th term. Sum of 6th to 10th terms. Here symbolically if you write sum of first 5 terms, that is S5, is equal to 1/4 of sum of 6th to 10th terms. Means here sum of 6th to 10th term, how do we get? First 10 term sum minus first 5 term sum. Then we will get the sum of 6th to 10th terms. Once again, sum of first 10 terms, 1 to 10 numbers if you add, you will get sum of first 10 terms. From there, first 5 terms if you remove, the sum if you remove, you will get the sum of next 5 terms. So S5 is equal to 1/4 into S10 minus S5. Once again, we'll explain here. S5 means sum of first 5 terms is equal to 1/4 of this one only we are changing. This one how we are changing? Sum of 6th to 10th term. How do we get? From 1 to 10 sum we will take, that means S10 minus 1 to 5 sum. 1 to 5 sum means S5. If you subtract, you will get the sum of 6th to 10th terms. This statement, if it is clear, the rest calculation is very simple. So cross multiply it, 4 into S5, that is 4S5 is equal to S10 minus S5. Then 4S5, this minus S5 coming left side means plus S5 is equal to S10. Then here 4 plus 1, 5S5 is equal to S10. Statement number 1 we can mark. Then sum of n terms of an AP formula is there, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So first 5 terms, that is S5 is equal to n by 2, that is 5 by 2 into 2 into a, that is 2 into 2 plus n is 5, first 5 terms, that means 5 minus 1 into d. That means 5 by 2 into 2 into 2, 4, then 5 minus 1 is also 4, into d is 4d. Then 5 by 2 into 4 plus 5 by 2 into 4d, just multiply inside, 5 by 2 into 4 plus 5 by 2 into 4d. That is equal to, here 2 and 4 we can cancel 2 times, just will show that 2 and 4 we can cancel 2 times, and here also 2 and 4 we can cancel 2 times. Then when we do the calculation, 5 into 2 that is 10 plus 5 into 2 10d. Then Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This sum formula again we are taking, that is S10 we can calculate, because here we need S5 as well as S10. Okay, S5 we have calculated, then S10 we can calculate, that is 10 by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is 10 by 2 into 10 by 2, clearly it is 5, then 2 into 2 is 4, 10 minus 1 is 9 into d is 9d. Then from equation number 1, here equation number 1 is there, let's substitute it. That is 5 into S5 is 10 plus 10d, we substituted, is equal to S10 we have calculated, 5 into 4 20, 5 into 9 45d. Then remove the bracket, 5 into 10 is 50 plus 5 into 10 is 50d is equal to 20 plus 45d. Bring the like terms together. Here there is a 50d, this 45d come to the left side, it comes as minus 45d. Then equal to 20, this 50 comes to the right side, comes as minus 50. So 50 minus 45 is 5d. Equal to 20 minus 50 is minus 30. From here d is equal to minus 30 by 5. Minus 30 by 5 when we cancel, we will be getting as 6. So the answer will be coming as minus 6. That is our D. So we need to show that 20th term is minus 112. Means A20 we have to calculate. A20 is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, or else A plus 19 D directly we can put. Whichever is convenient, that way you can put. So here A plus n minus 1, that is 20 minus 1 into D. D is minus 6. That is 2 plus 20 minus 1 is 19 into minus 6. Then 2 plus 19 into minus 6 is when we calculate, you will be getting as minus 112. Just to do the calculation, and we will get the answer as minus 112. This is what we have to prove. Next we shall discuss question number 4. How many terms of the AP minus 6, minus 11 by 2, minus 5, etc. are needed to give the sum minus 25? So here there is an AP is given to us. Sum of some particular terms. When we add some terms, we are getting as minus 25. So how many terms we need to add to get this sum minus 25? That is what the question means. N we have to calculate. For that, from this sequence we can write A and D directly. First term A is minus 6, and common difference is second term minus first term, minus 11 by 2 minus 6. So minus 11 by 2 minus into minus is plus 6. When you take 2 as LCM here, minus 11 plus 6 into 2. Since here there is no denominator, you have to multiply 2 here. 6 into 2 is 12. So 12 minus 11, that is 1 divided by 2. So we have got a common difference. Now this is sum. We don't know how many terms are there. So Sn we can take. Sn is equal to minus 25. So minus 25 is equal to Sn formula is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So n by 2 into 2a, that is 2 into minus 6, a is minus 6, plus n minus 1 into d is 1 by 2. Little bit of calculation, cross multiplication, this one 2 we can multiply here, minus 25 into 2 is equal to n into 2 into minus 6, that is minus 12, plus just multiply inside the bracket n into 1 by 2, that is n by 2, minus 1 into 1 by 2, that is 1 by 2. Then minus 25 into 2 is minus 50 is equal to n into, then this arranging the like terms means this is n term is there, so there is a term n, so just we can bring first, and the constants we can bring together. So n by 2 into minus 12 and minus 1 by 2. Then from these two terms we can take a minus outside, minus 50 is equal to n into n by 2 minus, from these two terms minus I am taking outside. Same time taking LCM also. So this minus gone outside and it becomes only 12 plus 12. So 12 into 2. Here this minus also gone outside, only plus is there. Here plus 1 only is there because the denominator already having 1 is having the denominator 2. So no need to multiply anything. So 12 into 2 we have multiplied because here there is no denominator. That's why 12 into 2 plus 1 divided by 2. That is minus 50 is equal to n into n by 2 minus 12 into 2 is 24 plus 1 divided by 2. Then minus 50 is equal to n into, here n by 2, 24 plus 1 is 25 by 2. Then minus 50 is equal to n into, take 2 common LCM, since both are having denominator, same denominator, subtract the numerator, n minus 25. Then again this 2 we can bring here, minus 50 into 2 is equal to n into n minus 5. Then minus 100 is equal to n into n is n square, minus n into 25 is 25n. Take this one to the right side, n square minus 25n, this minus 100 going right side means plus 100 is equal to 0. We have to factorize this one because we have to find out the value of n. So by splitting middle term we can go. So here the product is 100. So splitting the middle term means we can go for product is equal to 100 and the sum is the middle term, that is minus 25. Sum is equal to minus 25. So the numbers, it is quite clear. Numbers are 20 into 5, because 20 into 5 is 100. So 20 and 5 are the numbers. Since the sum is minus, both you can put minus, because minus 20 minus 5 is minus 25. That is the way we have split it here. Minus 20 minus 5 plus 100. Then n into, in these two terms, n we can take out. N minus 20 is balance, minus in these two terms 5 we can take out, so n minus 20. Here minus 5 we have taken common, so that's why this plus becomes minus here. So we have learned these things very clearly in class 10. So in these two terms, n minus 20 is common, take out n minus 20. If you take out, in the first term n balance, second term 5 balance. So n minus 5 into n minus 20. N minus 5 is equal to 0 or n minus 20 equal to 0. So n is equal to 5 and n is equal to 20. So both the values give the required sum. Next we shall discuss the fifth question. In an AP, if pth term is 1 by p and qth term is 1 by p, then prove that the sum of the first pq terms is 1 by 2 into pq plus 1, where p not equal to q. Little bit of complication is there while reading. Make sure the concept is clear before solving the question. There is an AP, pth term is given 1 by q, qth term is given 1 by p. So like nth term only, this one, pth term, qth term, I don't know how we have discussed in the nth term, the same concept only. Then prove that sum of first pq terms is 1 by 2 into pq plus 1, where p not equal to q. So here nth term an, we know the formula a plus n minus 1 into d. It is given that pth term is 1 by q. That means AP, nth term an we represent. So pth term means replace n, put p. So AP is equal to 1 by q. AP means for an, a plus n minus 1 into d. For AP, instead of n, we have to put p. So a plus p minus 1 into d is equal to 1 by q. Label it as equation number 1. Also, it is given to us qth term of an AP is 1 by p. Now it is clear for us qth term. How do we write? A plus q minus 1 into d is equal to 1 by p. Same thing again, like nth term only, an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Wherever n is there, put q, that's all. A plus q minus 1 into d, that is 1 by p. Label it as equation number 2. 1 minus 2 we can do it, because we need the common difference. For that one term we have to eliminate. Here a is easy to eliminate if you subtract. A plus p minus 1 into d minus a plus q minus 1 into d is equal to right side differences 1 by q minus 1 by p. Then remove the bracket. A plus p into d is pd minus 1 into d is d minus, here inside the bracket first we can remove a plus q into d qd plus into minus minus, then d 1 into d is equal to right side is same 1 by q minus 1 by p. Then here one more bracket is there to remove. Let's remove it. A plus pd minus d, then here minus into a is minus a, then minus into plus minus qd, that is written minus into minus plus d. The right side is same. Here there is some things we can cancel, that is quite clear here, that is plus a and a minus a we can cancel, then minus d and plus d we can cancel. So the balance we are having pd minus qd is equal to 1 by q minus 1 by p. From here d is common, we can take d into p minus q is equal to 1 by q minus 1 by p. That is d into p minus q is equal to, here LCM if you take pq, p into 1, that is p, minus 1 into q, that is q. So p minus q by pq. So d is equal to, here you can see on the right hand side and left hand side numerators are same, p minus q, both we can cancel. So d is equal to, here numerator is having only one balance, so 1 divided by pq, common difference we have got. Then putting d is equal to 1 by pq in equation number 1, any one of the equation, either 1 or 2, anyone you can choose. Here I am taking 1 by q is equal to a plus p minus 1 into d. That is what the equation. So 1 by q is equal to a plus p minus 1 into our d is 1 by pq substituted. Then 1 by q is equal to a plus multiply inside bracket p into 1, that is p by pq, minus 1 into p by pq, that is 1 by pq. Sorry, 1 into 1 by pq, that is 1 by pq itself. So 1 by q is equal to a plus, here p and p we can cancel because it is having common in both numerator and denominator, p. So when we cancel here, p will be coming as 1 by q. Then here a we need, a is equal to, there is a common term again on the right hand side and left hand side. Wherever common term is there, just cancel and go here. 1 by q is cancelled. So we will be having on the right hand side a minus 1 by pq. Left hand side nothing is there, that means here 0 will be there. Okay, this minus 1 by pq, when you bring to the left side, it comes as plus 1 by pq. Right hand side only a, so a is equal to 1 by pq. Remember, here left hand side 1 by q was there, that 1 by q and this 1 by q cancelled. That means on the left hand side there is only 0 balance. Then a minus 1 by pq is equal to 0. Then this minus 1 by pq we are bringing to the left, that means it is plus 1 by pq, that is equal to a. That is what the calculation, a is equal to 1 by pq. Then we have got both a and d. Then Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula. We need to calculate some of the first pq terms. That means spq is equal to n replace and put pq, that's all. Pq by 2 into a. What is a? 1 by pq plus n minus 1 into d. d is 1 by pq. So n is here, what n is pq. So wherever n is there, just put pq, that's all. That is equal to pq by 2 into, here 2 into 1, that is 2 by pq. Here pq into 1 by pq, that is pq by pq, minus here 1 into 1 by pq, that is 1 by pq. That is equal to pq by 2 into, here also pq, here also pq, here also pq. Take pq common LCM. That means 2 plus pq minus 1 divided by pq. That means pq divided by 2 into 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 plus pq by pq. That is, here pq is common for both numerator and denominator. That pq's we can cancel. That means we will be getting as, here it is 1 balance, 1 by 2 into pq plus 1. This is what we have to prove, 1 by 2 into pq plus 1. Hence the proof. Next we shall discuss the sixth question. If the sum of a certain number of terms of the AP 25, 22, 19, etc. is 116, find the last term. Here the sum of certain number of terms, some particular number of terms sum is given to us 116. The AP is 25, 22, 19, etc. We are asked to find out the last term of this sequence. So here A is given, that means the first term of AP 25. Then D we can take second term minus first term, 22 minus 25, that is minus 3. And also given the sum of some particular number of terms, that is 116. We can take as Sn is equal to 116 because n is unaware here. Sn is equal to 116. We know the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So Sn value 116 is equal to n by 2 into a. A is 25 plus n minus 1 into d. D is minus 3. Here n is unknown quantity, that's why keeping n as it is. Let's find out n from here. So 2 we can cross multiply. 116 into 2 is equal to, n is outside, 2 into 25 is 50 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. 116 into 2 is 232 is equal to n into 50 plus, remove the bracket, plus into minus, that is minus, n into 3 is 3n. Then minus into minus plus, 1 into 3 is 3. 232 is equal to n into 50 plus 3, that is 53 minus 3n. Remove the bracket. 232 is equal to 53 into n, that is 53n, minus 3n into n is 3n square. We rearrange it. That means this one we can bring to the left side. Minus 3n square comes to the left side, plus 3n square. Then plus 53n comes to the left side, minus 53n. On the left side, that is 232. As it is, will be coming plus 232 equal to 0. That is here 3n square minus 24n minus 29n plus 232 equal to 0. Here also, just like the previous question, we are splitting the middle term by using product and sum method. Here product is 3 into 232. Product is 3 into 232. That means it will be coming as, just multiply and check. 2 into 332 means 3 2s are 6. Again 3 3s are 9. 3 2s are 6. So the product is 696. Then the sum we need, sum is minus 53. Minus 53. So the numbers when you calculate, you will be getting as minus 24. Both numbers will be negative. Minus 24 and minus 29. Means 24 into 29 when you multiply, you will get 696 plus 696. When you add minus 24 and minus 29, you will be getting 53. Then if you are not getting these numbers at a stretch, means just take 696 and go for factorization. Just factorization method, you can find out these numbers. Okay. Then from these two, there is 3 and n common. So 3n we have taken. From here 3n going out means n balance, and here 24 divided with 3 means 8 will be coming. N is already outside. So n minus 8 minus, in these two terms, minus 29 if you keep outside, n minus 8 is equal to 0. Then n minus 8 is common in these two terms. Take out n minus 8 into first term 3n, second term minus 29. So 3n minus 29 into n minus 8. That is equal to 3n minus 29 equal to 0. Product 0 means each term we can equate with 0. 3n minus 29 equal to 0. 3n is equal to 29. n is equal to 29 by 3. So it is not possible because it is not exactly divisible. Then n minus 8 is equal to 0 means n is equal to 8. This is possibilities are there. So n is equal to 29 by 3 is not possible, as n cannot be a fraction. N means a particular position. We cannot keep it as a fraction. So n is equal to 8. Then an is equal to, we have to find out the last term. So here the number of terms we have got 8 terms are there, and the last term means the 8th term. That means an is equal to 25 plus 8th term. 8 minus 1 into d. D is minus 3. That is 25 plus 8 minus 1 into 7 into minus 3. So 25 plus into minus minus 7 into 3 is 21. 25 minus 21 is 4. So the required answer is 4. Next we shall discuss the 7th question. Find the sum to n terms of the AP whose kth term is 5k plus 1. Find the sum to n terms. Sum of n terms of AP we have to calculate. Here kth term is given is 5k plus 1. It is given that kth term is equal to 5k plus 1 means ak is equal to 5k plus 1. Instead of k, if you put 1, you will get the first term. Instead of k, if you put 2, you will get second term, and so on. So in k is equal to 1, if you put a1 is equal to 5 into 1 plus 1, that is 6. If you put k is equal to 2, 5 into 2, replace k with the 2. 5 into 2 plus 1, 10 plus 1 is 11. Then putting k is equal to 3 means you will be getting a3 is equal to 5 into 3 plus 1. 15 plus 1 is 60. So AP we have got 6, 11, 16, etc. Then here sum of the n terms. So here d we need to calculate. Second one minus first term. 11 minus 6 is 5. So we need to find the sum of n terms, that is Sn. Sn formula we know n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. We have a and d with us. Let's substitute it. N by 2 into 2 into a. 2 into a. A is here 6. So 2 into 6 is 12 plus n minus 1 into d. D is 5. That is n by 2 into 12 plus, remove the bracket, n into 5 is 5n minus 5. N by 2 into, here 12 minus 5 is 7. 5n plus 7, we have got n by 2 into 5n plus 7. Hence the sum of n terms of AP is n by 2 into 5n plus 7. Next we shall discuss the 8th question. If the sum of n terms of an AP is Pn plus Qn square, where P and Q are constants, find the common difference. Sum of n terms is given. If the sum of n terms is Pn plus Qn square, where P and Q are constants, you are asked to find out common difference. D we have to calculate. So let the AP be A1, A2, etc. An, and the sum of n terms is given to us Pn plus Qn square. As per our representation, sum of n terms means Sn we represent. Sn is Pn plus Qn square, equation number 1. If you put n as 1, we will get S1 means sum of first term. S1 is equal to P into n replaced with 1. P into 1 plus Q into 1 square. That is P into 1 is P plus Q into 1 is Q. That we will get P plus Q. That is sum of first one terms. Sum of first one term means there is already only one term is there. That term, sum of one term will be equal to the first term, because there is only one term, there is nothing to sum. Then we will consider both are equal. Sum of first terms will be equal to first term. First term of AP. Here you see A1, A2, etc. AN. This represents an AP. So sum of first term means sum of first one term means up to here only is there. Only one term is there. So that sum as well as that first term will be equal. That is what it is mentioned here. First term is equal to A1. A1 is equal to S1. Both A1 and S1 are equal. Then we have got S1, that is P plus Q. We are going to find out the common difference. Common difference means minimum two terms should be there. A1 and A2 if you know, then only we can find out the common difference. A2 minus A1 using the formula. So A1 we have got. Now we have to go to A2. For that n is equal to 2 we can put here in sum. So S2 is equal to P into 2 plus Q into 2 square. 2 into P, that is 2P plus 2 square. 2 square is 4 into Q, that is 4Q. So 2P plus 4Q, that is our S2. Now sum of first two terms means what? First term plus second term means A1 plus A2. When we add, we will tell that sum of first two terms. That is what it is mentioned. Sum of first two term means first term plus second term. Literal meaning this is. Then sum of first two terms representation is S2 is equal to first term representation is A1 plus second term representation is A2. Here we need actually A2 because we are having S2 and A1 with us. So A2 we need, A2 is equal to take this A1 to the left. That means S2 minus A1. Let's substitute the values. A2 is equal to S2. What is S2? 2P plus 4Q minus A1. A1 is there with us, P plus Q. Substituted. Then 2P plus 4Q minus P. Then minus into plus minus Q. Then that is equal to 2P minus P. That is P. Then 4Q minus Q. 4Q minus Q is 3Q. So P plus 3Q. That is our A2. Then A1 and A2 we have got. Common difference we can calculate. That is A2 minus A1. What is A2? A2 is P plus 3Q minus A1 is P plus Q. So here when we remove the bracket, P plus 3Q minus P plus Q. That means here plus P minus P we can cancel. With the opposite signs. Here plus P minus P we can cancel. Then the balance will be 3Q minus Q. So 3Q minus Q is 2Q. So the common difference is 2. Next we shall discuss the 9th question. The sum of n terms of two arithmetic progressions are in the ratio 5n plus 4 is to 9n plus 6. Find the ratio of their 18th terms. Very simple question this one. The sums of n terms of two arithmetic progressions are in the ratio 5n plus 4 is to 9n plus 6. There are two arithmetic progressions are there and the ratio of their sums of n terms is this one. Ratio means one divided by another one. Sum of first progression divided by sum of the next progression. Sum of n terms. Find the ratio of their 18th terms. Actually 18th term ratio means first progression A1 plus 17 D1, then second progression A2 plus 17 D2. This is what we have to calculate. 18th term A plus n minus 1 into D formula, if you use 18th term of AP will be A plus 17D. Since it is first progression, we can consider A1 D1. That means A1 plus 17 D1. Second progression A2 plus 17 D2. Actually this is what we have to calculate. A1 plus 17 D1 divided by A2 plus 17 D2 ratio. Let's go. There are two AP with different first term and common difference. A1 and A2 and D1 and D2 be the first term and the common differences of the first and second AP respectively. Very simple. A1, A2 are the first terms. D1 and D2 are the common differences of the AP, two different APs. Sum of n terms of first AP by sum of n terms of second AP. That is what it is given. 5n plus 4 divided by 9n plus 6. Sum of n terms, there is a formula. N by 2 into 2a1 plus n minus 1 into d1. Sum of n terms formula is the 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So here sum of n terms, that means n by 2 by into 2a1. First term of first AP is a1 plus n minus 1 into common difference of first AP is d1 divided by sum of n terms of second AP, that is n by 2 into 2 into a2 first term of second AP plus n minus 1 into d2 common difference of second AP equal to right hand side is same. Here just we can cancel here itself that n by 2 and n by 2 is gone common. That means 2a1 plus n minus 1 into d1 by 2a2 plus n minus 1 into d2 is equal to 5n plus 4 by 5n plus 6. Subtracting or substituting n is equal to 35. Here why we are putting n is equal to 35 means here 35 minus 1 is 34 will get. Okay, 34 will get. Out of 34 if you take 2 common, 34 divided by 2 is 17. So we will get 17 d1. That is what our aim. Our numerator we should bring to 17 d1 format. To get the 17 here, the first term 2 is there. That means 2 also we don't want. We have to eliminate 2. Means 2 we have to take common factor. That means here also 2 should come as common factor. We need 17. So here 34 if we get, we will, if we take common, we will get it as 17d. So how do we get 34? 34 if you want to get means here we have to put 35. That 35 minus 1 only 34 will become. So that is the logic we are using. Okay, substituting n is equal to 35. Why we are substituting 35? It is explained here. 35 minus 1 is 34. From 34 we can take 2 common so that you will get 17. That is what our aim. So 2a1 plus 34 d1. In 35 if I put 35 minus 1, that is 34 d1. 2a2 plus 34 d2 is equal to, here also you have to put, okay, n is equal to 35. So 5 into 35 plus 4 divided by 5 into 9 into 35 plus 6. That is here 2 together we can take and cancel. 2 going out means a1 plus 17 d1. Here also 2 cancelling means a2 plus 17 d2 is equal to, so 5 into 35 plus 4 is 179. 9 into 35 plus 6 is 321. So do the calculation and check. Okay, this is mental calculation we are doing. If you are unable to do, just multiply and do it. Then a1 plus 17 d1, that is our 18th term. First AP 18th term, that is a plus 17th d. So a1 plus 17 d1 divided by a2 plus 17 d2 is equal to 179 by 321. That is 18th term of first AP divided by 18th term of second AP. That is equal to 179 by 321. This is what we have to find out. Find the ratio of the 18th terms. So the ratio of 18th term of both the AP is 179 is to 321. This is the answer. Dear students, today we have discussed first 9 questions from exercise 9.2. Go through the problems and while solving, if you have any doubt, mark it and keep. We will discuss it during the discussion session. Thank you for watching.